First, a small introduction. Hello everyone, and welcome to this video on emotional intelligence, or as I like to call it, how not to make a fool of yourself in emotional situations. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty, let me share a quick story. Just the other day, I saw a friend grimacing at his phone and I thought, oh, he must be reading my latest puns. So I asked, too cheesy? He looks up and says, no, I just twisted my ankle texting you back. Talk about misreading signals. Before we go on, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks. Emotional intelligence is all about understanding our own emotions and the emotions of others. It's not just for improving personal relationships, but also for enhancing professional interactions. So, let's unpack this suitcase of emotional wisdom and see why you might want to keep it handy. Let's have a look at the components of emotional intelligence. First, we take a look at self-awareness. Self-awareness is realizing that singing in the shower and singing at your friend's wedding are two very different things. It's about knowing your strengths, weaknesses, and what makes you tick. For instance, if you ever cried at a commercial, congratulations, you're self-aware. Struggling with self-regulation? This is basically your internal filter that stops you from saying to your boss, your idea is as good as socks with sandals. Self-regulation helps us manage our impulses and think before we act. Like choosing to eat salad when what you really want is a giant burger. The drive-through motivation. Imagine it's Monday morning, your bed is warm, and your alarm clock sounds like it's mocking you. Motivation is what gets you out of bed. Sometimes it's passion for your work. Other times it's just the fear of being fired. Show and understand empathy. Empathy is understanding that when your friend says they're fine, they might actually mean they just ate their weight in ice cream because they're sad. It's about putting yourself in someone else's shoes, even if those shoes are uncomfortably high heels. Mingling and social skills. Finally, good social skills are knowing when to tell that hilarious joke and when to save it for a more appreciative audience, like your mirror. It's about communicating effectively, building relationships, and yes, sometimes making small talk about the weather. But why does emotional intelligence matter? In personal life. In our personal lives, emotional intelligence is what helps you understand why your partner is mad about nothing. Which, as you might guess, is definitely not nothing. It's why you can laugh off your friend's moodiness as just being hangry. In professional life, at work, emotional intelligence is reading the room during a meeting and knowing when to push an idea or when to lay low because the boss is in a mood after their favorite team lost. It's what helps you lead teams, resolve conflicts, and maybe even dodge a few metaphorical bullets. So, how do you develop your emotional intelligence? Techniques and strategies. Developing your emotional intelligence isn't about turning into a mind reader, but it might feel like it sometimes. Start with listening, not just waiting for your turn to speak, but really listening. Think about what's behind the words. And remember, practice makes perfect. Try reflecting on your interactions at the end of the day to see what emotions you noticed and how you responded. A simple technique is to keep a journal. Document moments when you felt a strong emotion and explore what triggered it. This isn't just for teenage angst. It's a powerful tool for adults too. You can roleplay. Let's roleplay a scenario. Imagine your coworker Steve steals your lunch from the fridge. Instead of plotting a week of passive-aggressive emails, you decide to use your emotional intelligence skills. You approach Steve and say, hey, noticed you grabbed my lunch today. Wanted to make sure you didn't starve, huh? This opens up the conversation without conflict and maybe gives Steve a chance to apologize and explain. Expose yourself to continuous learning. Remember, understanding emotional intelligence is a lifelong journey. Just when you think you've got it all figured out, you'll find yourself laughing at a funeral because someone made a face that reminded you of a meme. It's okay, we're all learning here. Conclusion. To wrap up, emotional intelligence is your secret weapon for navigating the complex world of human emotions. Whether it's dealing with a crying child, a grumpy boss, or even understanding your own confusing feelings about the finale of your favorite TV show, emotional intelligence is there to guide you. So keep practicing, stay aware, and remember, the next time you misinterpret someone's grimace, maybe just ask them what's up. You might save yourself some embarrassment. Questions and interaction. Now I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to share your thoughts and ask questions if you're brave enough. We hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe and like, and we will see you in the next video.